Abracadabra. Let's talk about Magic Internet Money. Hey guys, it's Josh from Phemex. In this video I'm going to talk about Magic Internet Money and the Spell token. But before we begin, please remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. It'll help out a lot. Let's get started. Stablecoins are an interesting concept in cryptocurrency. A coin is considered stable when its value is backed by a secondary asset such as gold or the US dollar. This allows the company that issues the coin to address fears of inflation, reduce volatility, and let investors trade securely. One such company is Abracadabra Money, which uses a few different kinds of tokens in its budding platform. These include the stablecoin known as Magic Internet Money, or MIM, which is backed by the US dollar, and Spell, Abracadabra's other native token. Abracadabra Money is a decentralized finance, or DeFi, lending platform with plans to help decentralized finance move into the future. Abracadabra is built upon a number of commonly referenced cryptocurrency concepts, including interest-bearing tokens, lending pools, a cross-chain system, and US dollar-backed stablecoins. Interest-bearing tokens are cryptos that are lent out and slowly accumulate value as a borrower holds them. This means that when they are repaid, however that may be, the amount or equivalent will always be more than the original amount borrowed, which represents interest. Interest-bearing tokens are usually lent via the form of lending pool system, as is the case with Abracadabra's stablecoin MIM, Magic Internet Money. Lending pools in DeFi refer to the communal collection of user-contributed cryptocurrencies. This means that when you choose to take out a loan from a company that operates with a lending pool, you're essentially indirectly borrowing from other users rather than from the platform itself. The platform, in this case Abracadabra, can then generate interest from these loans from users of any blockchain supported by their system. Generally, cryptocurrency platforms operate exclusively on a single blockchain, which acts as a ledger for transactions made on the platform. However, when they manage to incorporate the functionality of several blockchains, this is called a cross-chain system. Companies like Abracadabra choose to go the cross-chain route for a number of reasons: increase security, enhanced operability, or simply to increase and diversify their user base. A stablecoin backed by the US dollar is exactly what it sounds like: a cryptocurrency that cannot be issued unless there are a certain amount of US dollars stored in the issuing company's deposits. This will usually be done at a 1-to-1 ratio, meaning that there can only be one coin issued for every $1 in storage. However, MIM, Abracadabra's stablecoin, falls just below that. As a result, MIM is currently valued at 99 cents. Abracadabra allows its users to pledge other cryptocurrencies to use as collateral, giving them a supply of their own stablecoin in exchange. This is Magic Internet Money, or MIM. This is given out as a form of loans, which must eventually be returned to the issuing company, or the borrower will incur penalties. Here are two possible courses of action for a loan taken out in MIM. The first possibility is a successful loan. If a user wishes to reacquire collateral pledged in exchange for MIM, they must simply return their MIM, including the prearranged interest fee, and whatever capital they pledged, whether it be crypto, fiat, or some other form of currency, will then be transferred back to them almost immediately. This is considered to be a successful loan. However, there are also failed loans. If a user fails to return their borrowed MIM before an allotted date, or their collateral dips below a certain value, they will automatically forfeit whatever form of asset they pledged. They do, however, get to retain their MIM, meaning that the platform gets to retain its user base. But this form of loan is deemed to be failed. MIM can be exchanged for other stablecoins or traded for cryptocurrencies on platforms where it's accepted. Abracadabra recognizes that its users would want to be borrowed against their funds tied up in other passive income cryptocurrency schemes, of which there are many. In addition, other users would be more than likely to want to contribute to a form of lending pool, provided they earn some form of passive income as a form of compensation. This type of lending usually comes in one of two formats: either illiquid or liquid token formats. Illiquid token format is the standard approach to yield farming. With the illiquid format, contributors to the lending pool are given tokens that cannot be spent or used in any way. These essentially act as receipts, and basically only exist to show that a user has contributed to the lending pool and on which specified platform they contributed. Liquid token format is definitely the outlier when it comes to yield farming strategies. The liquid token format is similar to the example I just mentioned, except the tokens given out can be traded and spent. Instead of just acting as a receipt to the contribution to the lending pool, these cryptocurrencies are a token in their own right. This means that they must have some agreed upon value in the crypto market. Abracadabra has turned these two more conventional approaches into a business model of their own design. They've combined the two methods I just mentioned, and even though at first glance that might seem all but impossible, Abracadabra did this and created a unique system. The company allows users to contribute already illiquid assets in return for liquid assets, the stablecoin MIM. This innovation has allowed Abracadabra to provide other platform users who have already locked up their funds in yield schemes to still use their contributed tokens, although often with slightly limited functionality, as MIM is often accepted on fewer platforms than other less rare forms of cryptocurrency. Spell is the second major token issued by Abracadabra, and it's based on the Ethereum blockchain. Though it's much higher in quantity than MIM, these coins are actually found less commonly in circulation. This is because they are largely used as a form of governance token on Abracadabra's own platform. Governance tokens give holders the option to either vote themselves or delegate their votes regarding changes on the platform's upgrades. This essentially means that they become a form of stakeholder, and just as with normal stakeholding, the more capital they pledge, the greater their say in the proposed changes to the platform's format. Spell tokens also allow their holders an option to earn passive income by stoking the actual tokens themselves as well. As you might expect from what I've explained so far, Spell contributors are given MIM in exchange for their contributed tokens, which can also be used at risk of losing their Spell. Spell contributors also earn periodically from trading fees made on Abracadabra's trading platform when they stake Spell. These earnings are distributed by a third, much more minor token on the platform called S-Spell. So has MIM achieved its goal of being a stablecoin? The all-time price chart of MIM over its short eventful lifetime barely looks real. The token's price may have started out low, but as it became properly backed by the US dollar, it shot upward. Starting out at an almost infinitesimally small 0.00 when it was first printed, MIM predictably rose to an almost 1-to-1 ratio by October 2021 when it was properly released to the public. However, when we look at MIM's more recent performance, we get a much more telling and interesting picture at what the token's price has been able to achieve. As a stablecoin, the price of MIM should not fluctuate much whatsoever, so any small movements give telling insights to activity on the platform. Generally speaking, up and down spikes in MIM's price donate changes in supply and demand. Upward spikes above the 1-to-1 ratio usually indicate that there's an inflated supply to demand ratio, whereas a downward spike would generally suggest the exact opposite. In MIM's case, there have been several times when the supply has gone over the demand, which could be a slight cause for concern, but could also be nothing major. So what is the future for Magic Internet Money? While MIM's trajectory might look slightly concerning to some, it's important to remember that this currency is still relatively young. It's also started out its life during a period of extreme uncertainty for the crypto market as a whole, even for stablecoins. The simple fact that it has endured with as few hiccups as it has speaks volumes to the emerging token's durability and stability. Whether it will continue to last, however, only time will tell. Let's take a quick look at the history of Abracadabra and Magic Internet Money. This image first appeared on Reddit, trying to entice users to learn more about the new sensation of Bitcoin, with the slogan, "Magic Internet Money, join us." This provided the inspiration for MIM, which was anonymously co-founded by an internet user codenamed Squirrel sometime in 2021. This co-founder was motivated to create a fully decentralized stablecoin and decided to help form a platform that functioned over multiple blockchains. By October 2021, that platform was up and running and had released its first fully marketable stablecoin, the MIM token. So to wrap everything up, there is a lot of uncertainty surrounding MIM and its founders Abracadabra Money. While both the concept and implementation of Abracadabra, its system, and its tokens look solid enough at first glance, it's clear that there's still some work to be done. A stablecoin's foundation should also be stable itself, and at the present time, relatively little is known about Abracadabra's founders or their intentions. With that being said, both have seen a remarkable start to their lives and have quickly nestled their concepts into the imagination of the crypto community as a whole. So, is MIM simply casting a spell over all its users and eventually cursed to fail? Or is it just beginning its magical ascent? Again, only time will tell. Alright, that's all about Magic Internet Money and the spell token for today. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.